Welcome in the ring, folks. Share the live. Smash that emoji button. Smash, 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 smash. Wherever you're joining us from. Pace and power. Boots on the ground. We trust that you guys are well. Wherever you're joining us from, share. Share the live, good folks. We are so happy that you folks are here with us. We are so happy. We want you to we got to fight cat set. We got it set. It's set, it's set, it's set. It's set, it's set. How you all doing? Share the live. Pace, pace, pace and pout. Who do we have with us tonight, good folks? Debbie Apple. How are you doing there, Debbie Apple? Julian Mars, how are you? Angela Jordan, is it Angela I see there? Is it Angela we see there? How are you doing, Angela? Trust that you're great, Angela. Pace, pace, pace. Pace and power. Maxine Still. How are you doing, Maxine? Oh, we got the fight card set. How are you guys doing this evening? The opener, folks. The opener, the opener. The opener. Is there restarting? You all sure we're there already? We're there already, folks? No, this is not around the world. Make it right for me. Make it right. Make it right. Make it right. Make it right. Bring it back. 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 What we carrying tonight? We're starting here, folks, with that. They tell us a portion of the Stabrook market selling that was already condemned collapsed today. Collapsed today. Take a look, folks. Take a listen. That's the opener tonight. All right, welcome back from wherever you're joining us from. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. And as we said before we went to that piece, the derelict part of the Starbrook market will have collapsed today. Know some of y'all in the comments was gauging that already, saying this country cross. We don't have to clear anybody up. Own deliberate judgment, you've come to that conclusion. Piece of that selling just fell down today. Both President Irfan Ali and leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, visited the scene there, visited the site. They're telling us that 5 persons received minor injuries following the collapse of this structure at the back of the Stabrook market. We also was made to understand that Minister Deodat Indar and Robeson Ben were also on the scene there. You know, they just come and hang around and who knows? Who knows? But let's see what comes out of it. As I said, those of you who are now joining us, the President Irfan Ali and also Leader of the Opposition, Aubrey Norton, visited the scene. Yep, that's just some of what took place today, folks. As we bring you guys up to speed with some of the things that happened while you were out. Let's touch on some of the things that happened internationally, and then we circle back, folks, regionally, and then in the 592, and then by that time we are ready to let you guys go off to the various places and things that you got to do. But look this one here now. Important. The Swiss Parliament, they're telling us they have approved the banning of Nazi symbols. It's about time. It's about time, my Swiss brothers and sisters. They're banning the swastikas, among other things, displays by extremists and Nazi-related symbols. That's what it is. Ban. It's a terrible, terrible period in human history. Nobody wants to be reminded by that period at all. You all know what Hitler did to the Jews. Now the respect for them. Wearing the swastika, or, as they said here, Nazi-related symbols. It's like a cuss word. Don't do it. So we're happy to see the Swiss Parliament move in this direction. A lot of people on that side, for us right now, they got a big conference happening. Decade of people of African descent among us. And bringing into the second decade, there's a lot of things happening where the Swiss are. A lot of things happening where we are as well. So congrats for the Swiss for moving in this direction. Hate. Whole thing driven by hate. Who's superior and who better and all of that. We got to stop that. Hate. What's happening right now in the Middle East? Driven by hate as well. Oh, we got to do so much better than that, folks. So much better. Look at some of the other things we're following as we're out there. I think we're coming back. Oh, Canada. What's happening in Canada? Historic $20 million gold heist. I remember that at an airport in Canada. They said the Canadian authorities, they have arrested 9 persons. 9. Historic, they say. The 9 suspects, they're telling us, they have been charged in a joint investigation into the gold heist at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. And this was back in 2023. The heist resulted in the theft of 6,600 gold bars worth an estimated $20 million. This is Canadian dollars. Yep. And also they stole about $2.5 million in foreign currency. Big, huge gold heist. Remember we had a gold heist here? So men were walking in the house of somebody, said it was a woman, I think. Fetched away a lot of gold. Similar to what happened here in Canada. Folks, the people think concern you, don't bother with it. I'm begging you all, don't bother with it. They said the investigation dubbed Project 24K involved police from a place called Peel and the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Big investigation there. The theft was larger than the 1990 heist at Montreal Dorval Airport, which netted $13.7 million in gold and other valuables. This seems to me like a common feature there in Canada. Folks, is it true? So Canada is one of the cleanest countries they have. The airports might be a little they're friendly, but this is Canada is very, very clean. Do tell us, folks. Do tell us if it is so. Tell us if it is so. Clean and tidy. $20 million gone. Gold from the airport. $2.5 million, they tell us, in foreign currencies. Are we home yet? Are we home yet? And some of what we're following around the region. Good, folks. Some of what we're following around the region. Pull it back. Pull it back for me. Some of what we're following around the region. Good, folks. Here it is. Or not. Here. Look at this one. Oh, story here. Look at this one. See when things tight. When things tight. A woman wheeled a corpse. She wasn't carrying ropes and none of them. No. Wheeled the corpse into a bank. Money happy met. Good, folks. Wheeled the corpse into a bank to sign for a loan. Tell you, when things are tight, things are just tight, folks. Nothing you can do about it. Well, she was clearly trying to do something about it there. So, folks, seriously, look, Kyle, you ever been to that level? Oh, Scraps Candy, have you ever been so desperate? Deborah and Enid, Heaven Faith, Claremont, Maxine Still, Veronica Innes. Have you ever been like that? So desperate? Piali Cock, Rhonda Gordon, Rihanna Mingo, and Marcy Egan. Have you ever been so desperate? Wheel the corpse in, Oh, you think you get away? That no, no, no. You know you don't rest in peace even in Guyana. Them boys come thief out the sun from under you. Tumble you upside down, left your head in the grave, your corpse. The rest of you someplace else. This is next door. Like this Brazilian woman takes up trading from y'all. The woman brought in this 60-year-old man in a wheelchair into a bank branch and tried to get him to sign for a loan. The authorities said he had already been dead for hours. That's what the Brazilian police said. This lady is serious. Erica Vera Nunes. I always watch them Nunes different. Erica Vera Nunes wheeled the cadaver into the bank in Rio. Yesterday rather, on Tuesday. And she told the bank teller the man wanted a loan for 17,000 reals. Is that the name of the currency? Forgive me. $17,000. Things tight. You think you want to give no money to this program, no? Sean and Candy, I'd really all in some. See, fair is bright. You play your hands tight now. Even in that, you get something. Hold on. Delny Cadogan, Sylvian Desmond. Things tight, folks. People doing what they gotta do to get by. She wheel them in. I always watch the Americas sideways. All Americas, little thingish. Erica Vera Nunes. That's the woman's name. I know a couple nice Nunes. A couple. About two. About two of them. We live in. To this bank in the suburbs of Rio. Yesterday, she told the teller the man wanted to make a withdrawal. Some people got a gumption like that. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. That's the TV she was going by there. See, when I got here, I left me in peace, eh? Left me in peace. Leave me in peace. Like, I go about my business, folks. Look at that tree following tonight. Do we have it? Jamaica, they're telling us. Jamaica making strides. Y'all, we got some trouble here. All y'all money we got. But we know where the oil money going. I'm sure where the oil money going. The oil money going to the PPP. That's where the oil money going. Jamaica's cabinet recently announced this contract for 100 buses. Jamaica has a burgeoning, as the man said on our live today, burgeoning, what's the word I'm looking for? Model transport system. It's not quite there yet, but folks, it's burgeoning. It's burgeoning. And if I tell you it's burgeoning, it's burgeoning. It's burgeoning. So it's coming to come. We're watching it. It's watching us. 100 buses is going to cost them $2.63 billion. But they're putting their money where them out there. And then all the resources that we have, They don't have all the resources but we have. But the people know what they're doing. The people know what they're doing. And people can see in the chat, say, hey, something happening here. Oh, let's get to your own problems. Don't think I don't know that. Oh, let's get your own problem. See? But nobody from them and telling you, you got to buy a hot dog and you can't get your thing. Right? Buy a hot dog or you can't get your cash grants. A lot of folks not getting the cash grants. What's happening in this country? Too many folks not getting the cash grants. So this 100 buses, we upside down. Them boys leave all the Granger buses to rot. And then they buy some little choco things. Fall in apart in no time. 100 buses will cost $2.6 billion. Or 18 million, they said 18 million 900,000 Jamaican dollars for these buses. A step in the right direction. I thought we ought to show them boys how it's done. I thought we ought to show them boys how it's done. That's not how they want to do it. Now we've been telling you about the 7 white elephants. The 7 white elephants, folks, of Wakenham. Beautiful place, beautiful people. Big shout out to all the councillors there. Councillor Danny Ram, Perry. Big shout out to all you folks there. And while we've been showing you that, man, come out the other night and say, we know what we're doing. We know what he's doing. You shouldn't have to give money for cash grants. Isn't the cash grants free? Isn't the cash grants free? Look how PPPs do things.
I got my comrades. I was made to understand that some people are refusing to buy the hot dog tickets as it relates to the PPP. I want to see the list of names of people who buy the hot dogs. And if those persons who refuse to buy the hot dogs and they are on this cash grant list that the government is going to give in April, I'm going to remove their names for failure to support the PPP. And I serious, I make a joke.
Y'all buy your hot dogs yet? I ain't want the problem. This all I want to ask. Have you bought your hot dogs? Hot dogs for cash grants? Yep. Hot dogs for cash grants. Y'all know Wakenham is in Region 3. And as we're in Region 3, folks, we took a look at some of the stalled projects. You got 7 white elephants in Wakenham. In Region 3 province, we come back from the Essequibo Islands, Region 3. Quite a few stalled projects of the PPP. In particular, some of these, what do they call it? Pump stations. They're like pump, baby, pump. Some fishermen also in Region 3 told us they haven't been getting the cash grants. Maybe they ain't buy the hot dog yet. Maybe they have not bought their hot dogs as yet. Look at some of what we saw in Region 3. This area here has no one at the moment. There's a bobcat on that side there. I can see some action on that side. There is a river down at that end there. And we just want to get a sense of what could possibly be happening here. Some of what's happening down at this end, folks. Again, this area here is Port Dryne, and this is the Demerara River that's behind us that way. And there is a narrow dam here. Some revetment work you see happening on this side here. Actually, this black tarp, it's not a tarp, but that's what I'm calling it. Black tarp. And this is an inlet here from the Demerara River happening. That's what's going on here. That's what's going down here. And in this direction, you have a kind of a security hut. And in the other direction, again, this is that inlet I told you about a second ago. On that side, here is a bobcat here. And as I said, not much happening here. There's nobody here. 2 pieces of machinery idle. Nothing's happening here. All right, as I did say, folks, I have Ganesh Mahi Paul with me. I'm falling down here. And I'm going to ask Ganesh his thoughts on what's happening here, because Ganesh has been following up on this. These projects generally, he is the member of parliament with responsibility for Region 3. You would have seen us at Wakenham only recently. A lot of fallout since we visited Wakenham. Danish, you good?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm good too. All right, we got the gentleman pass, yes? Yeah. So, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Danish, talk to us about what's happening here.
So, Sharad, this is the Podrine pump station site. The village over this one side is Podrine, and over this one side is Plantain Walk. And this is the coker that provides drainage to the communities of Beskline, Podrine, and Plantain Walk. A contract was awarded for the construction of a pump station here to the tune of $981 million to Spectre Construction. And that award was made on August the 3rd, I think, of 2023. And as we see, we are right now in 2024. The duration is a 1 year period. And as we see, we are here on site. And I see that there has been some pile driving. I see that there has been some clearing of vegetation. But I have not seen any form of clearing of the topsoil so that you can begin the foundation and the base. And I haven't seen any work of great magnitude. And I am to find out from the ministry through NDIA how much money was released in terms of that first payment for mobilization and those kind of things. So this is what we're seeing here, and there's an aerial shot, and we are going to, of course, expose the public to the aerial shot. The problem is we have a dry season, as everybody knows, and these pump stations are primarily to cater for flooding and to ease the amount of water on the land. I fear that there may come a time when rain will fall heavily and this will not complete. The place will be inundated and we will have to go into emergency work to give friends, families, and favorites contracts to dredge trenches and so on. But the thing is, you have the time is here. The work here, the time is here. And you have the time to do the work, but I don't know what's causing the delay. I'll have to find out what is causing the delay.
Excellent. You get a sense that work is actually happening here now?
Well, from the last time I was here to now, I have seen pile driving. I have seen the access road. Looks as though they are working on the access road. I've seen some work. But in terms of the percentage and whether I'm comfortable with what I'm seeing, the answer is no. I expect to see more because from when I was here to now, nothing of great significance has happened. And I have a problem with the slothful nature to which the work is happening. I am the representative in this region, and I have to stand for what is right. And I have to stand up for transparency and accountability, and I have to ensure that we get value for money. That is what I am paid for, and I will do my job.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, there you have it, folks. We're on the ground here at this pump station site. And as I said, I do have MP Ricky Dinarayan Ramshoot with me, as well as Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal. I'm just taking a look around to see how these projects are going. Ricky?
Yeah, thank you, Sharad, and thanks, Ganesh, for being the company again. As we said last week on our publicly that we're going to be looking at these projects and looking what is be happening around. And as Ganesh pointed, a very keen issue here about the percentage of work, because this is a substantial amount project. Mind you, this person here was not the lowest bidder, or what we would per se, because when you look at the records, it doesn't show the magnitude of this project that this company has had. Therefore, maybe it's one of the factors that's causing so much delay in this project because of the expertise. When I look back at the award, the person who bidding for these projects, I saw Rupan Ramatar Investment, which is a brother of Donald Ramatar, who I know over the years have done a lot of these sea defense and these coker building over the years. But he was one of the lowest bidder, but has the expertise which I know. So you have to question now, how are these tender board operating in terms of allocating projects to persons? And I know the PPC will have to take up some take up this matter to ensure to check how these award has been done. One other important point to my attention here, which is I always look at, and I raised this when we had the issue with the spirit that were affecting the Cemetery Road project. Until now, it still can't complete. If you look out there, Sharad, you will see that the mangrove is right there. And when you're doing this project, I keep asking the minister, if you can recall, I asked him if there was any environmental or ESIA done for the project. It doesn't have to be an extensive one, but when you're dealing with sea defense and riverbank defense, you have to get what you call an ESIA done, so you can know the impact that we created, because you have the mangrove that been destroyed, you have bird and other animals' life that is there. So you will need to know exactly what has been affected. You have communities living around here. You have to put a social impact assessment also in that report to know exactly what has been happening. So when I asked the question to the minister in Parliament about the environment, he doesn't know what the member of Parliament is talking about. But yet again, he went and blamed the spirit on those roads of delay. But he didn't understand it then, what I was talking about. I was hoping that he will probably by now, you understand that every project, a massive project you do, it might not be the extensive of an ESIA that you want, but you can do a mini snapshot of an ESIA as to, the basic things around to know what is being impacted.
Correct.
Right? So that is what I'm highlighting and seeing here. But the rain is upon us. And Ganesh mentioned a very important key, that if the rain to fall, like I've seen right above us, has been dark. If the heavy rain to fall here, if you notice that this is all clay, the soil is clay, all this will be washed away. And access is not here. And I think that the contractors that are building the road should have tried the best to work at least 2 shifts to complete this road before the heavy rain comes.
Yeah.
Because I foresee problem right here.
Let's see how it goes.
Thank you very much.
So we're checking on another project here in Metamir Zorg, and another pump station is supposed to be built out here. And of course, Ganesh is going to give us the final details. But from what we can see, nothing has started as yet. I don't know if it's supposed to be started. As I said, we got MP Ganesh Maipal, MP Diana Ryan is at the back of us for security. But we're checking to see what's happening out this side. We are checking to see what's going on this side. The folks said they thought we came concerning the road. We got some concerns with the road there. Good day, folks. The fishermen are at work here. What's happening here? Mending the nets. Excellent work. MP Ganesh has gone ahead of us and is on spot. Good day.
Hi, Sharad. How are you doing?
Good day. What's happening here now? Tell
So
us.
this is the spot that was selected after the engineer did whatever they had to do for the pump station at Metamir Zorg, the Kendren. And this project was awarded for $868 million to Satar Mohammed and Son Construction and Hardware. And it was over a year plus. And as you can see here, absolutely nothing. Not even the signboard, not even any demarcation to indicate it. But it's very clear that NDIA, the contractor, and the Ministry of Agriculture will have to go into some degree of dialogue with the fishermen, because as you can see, they ply their trade here, and you don't want a situation where you disturb their livelihood, whilst at the same time you're looking for developmental projects and so on. You don't want to disrupt their livelihood without them having a feasible alternative to still ply their trade. But nothing has happened, no discussion, nothing of the sort, and we're standing on the spot. A year plus $868 million, and we have nothing to show in terms of any progress.
And this sum
with
was
reference
already
to this work.
appropriated by the contracting firm?
Yes. No, the entire sum was not given to the contracting firm. It was budgeted and it is in the budgetary estimates and it is there in NDIA's coffers, and it's a matter of them now executing. I don't know what is the reason behind it. Perhaps they could provide us with some clarity.
Excellent, excellent. All right. When as Ganesh said, we do have the fishermen who are plying their trade on this side, as we saw before. Yeah, and them fishermen said they ain't getting nothing, folks. The fishermen said things tight. As you'll see when we wrap up, things tight. At least they ain't pushing out that people in no bank. Folks, we show a lot of things there. We don't always show you how it's going. You all remember this one? Too fast, folks. Slow down for us. You all remember this one, folks? This is that security guard out of Burbies. Shot that beautiful young woman. His girlfriend's sister. When in her early morning, when the girl come out to bed, she didn't know. What she didn't know. It's so sad. This is Stephen Hope, security guard from Haslington on the East Coast. As he said, shot his ex-girlfriend's sister. Then turned that gun on himself. He has been charged for the murder of Ashanti Liverpool. That's the young woman's name. And that's been remanded to prison. Y'all remember that horrific story out of Babis? Ashanti was the twin sister of Ayanti Liverpool, who shared the relationship with Stephen Hope, who's now charged, they say, and has been remanded to prison. And this is bizarre because we know that the security firm that he was working for, whose gun he used, they were briefly suspended by the Commissioner of Police. And then high authorities unsuspended them. Hope, it is alleged, had received a AR-15 rifle and 8 live rounds from a colleague at a supermarket, a Hong Kong Chinese supermarket, according to the reports. Turned that rifle on Ashanti. This is one of the issues we watch in this country. Violence against our women and girls, brutality against our women and girls. I hope they throw the whole book at him. Shot that young woman senselessly. 24 years old and gone. Woke her about her bed and fleeing his rage and anger, shot her in the streets outside of her home. You ain't see evil in this world like that, folks. Evil, I say. Evil. Evil. And no doubt he's going to get what's coming to him. No doubt. You can't do the time. Don't do the crime. Charged and remanded. Look at that, we following good, folks. Body of missing fisherman found. Carnage on our roads and our waterways. No, we talk about these things, folks. It's like this country cross. Cross, I say. Like a cross. I can imagine those of you new to our pro. Yes, we get a chicken song. You know what all of that. Just happy that they recovered one of these bodies because these men have been missing for about 4 days now. That's what they tell us. 4 days now. And one of the bodies have been recovered. 2 of the fishermen. One, Bharat Bisundaya, 45 years old. And Ramdeo Samlal, both of the Edward village on the west bank of Babis. They tell us Samlal's body was found just this morning in the area of Belladrum. They left their home last Friday to go fishing. Saturday, they didn't come back. The family got worried. Our thoughts and prayers are with this family. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. The families of both Bharat Bisundaya who's still missing, 45. And it was Samlal, Ramdeo Samlal's body that was discovered this morning in the vicinity of Belladrum there in Babis. Yeah. Thoughts and prayers over them. There's a lot of things happening in this country, folks. Any given day, a lot of things going. Y'all better stay on the right side, prayed up, and under the shadow of the Almighty, prayed up. It's not easy at all. It is not easy to. Look what else we're following, good folks. Look what else we're following. For your information, we'd have you know. Look what's happening here. Shortage of foreign currency. We've been hearing this as long as we've been hearing sugar doing well in this country, Gaisuko going down. But yet they come out ever so often. And they say it's not so. Don't worry, these folks who try to be sensational. No, it's not so. And it's not weird saying this. It's not us here. Businessmen in this country say they can't find US currency to buy. You gotta make an appointment now and go on a waiting list 2-3 weeks. Folks, you understand what's happening here? The folks in Burbees, I keep forgetting to put it up for you. Sends a photograph. Sugar shortage. Don't take more than 8 pounds. I think one of the signage said in the store, don't take more than 8 pounds of sugar. Shortages left, right, and center. Foreign currency now, they're telling us. There's a shortage. That is what the businessmen keep saying. But the bankers come out and say, this is not so, Sherrod. It's not so. The light one, June, James Alexander, there's Trump. You all know different. The bank says it has 52 million US dollars available as of April. 52 million. So who wrong here, the light one? Wilma Grant, Seafarer's Pride, Donna Miller, Sherlyn Juice Tendry. You know when the PPP came into office in 92, what was the exchange rate? What was the exchange rate when it came in 92? Pim, Siobhan McDonough, the bank says they got 52 million available. The businessman said, not true story that. Not true story that at all. The banks said despite the uneven distribution of the funds among banks, there's enough to cover cash flows needed for transactions from businesses in Guyana. Nothing to worry about. Sharon Mercuria says was 95 to 1. 95 to 1. Huh? Seafarer's price at 192. Let me make up with mine. Well, the blue says 120. Monifa Watson. Bantu King. Bantu said, Jack, you can blame APNU AFC. The Bank of Guyana acknowledges what it calls a speculative queue, speculation for foreign currency, due to, according to the bank, a perception of shortage. And businessmen have told me personally, have told us they cannot get money, cannot get US. That's how we know people have to apply 3 weeks, 4 weeks in advance for $400 US. You go to a bank asking for US, do you have an account with us? Number one hindrance. Do you have an account with us? You have to have an account there. And then you're on a waiting list. Yeah. They says that so though. They says that so. Even the private sector was crying out recently. Had a big meeting, confabulation with the banks. And still the narrative persists. Who's spreading that? Patricia Kessoon, Marilyn Thomas, Hortense, Isaac, the light one, Mark. Who is spreading? Where is that coming from? Where is it coming from? Sharon said it was 95 to 1. Now it's 200 plus. Yep. Elizabeth Narain, who I trust with my life. Elizabeth was 15 to 1 in 1992 when PP came in. Eh? When PP came in and began them take over, 15 to 1 in 1992. What is it now? What is it now? The Bank of Guyana says it continues to monitor the foreign currency position in Guyana to prevent disruptions or adverse impact on economic activities. That is what they say. The reality could be something quite different. Look at that screen following, folks. Guyanese in Suriname, riddled with bullets. An investigation is underway as to the circumstances. That led to these men's death. I almost said men's death. The circumstances. That's what they're looking at. What led to it? Every day you wake up above ground. It's a day to be thankful. Reports out of Suriname, they tell us, suggest that 2 Guyanese men were shot dead in the capital of Paramaribo. Wee hours of this morning, this very morning. This very morning. The 2 men were identified as Jeremiah Smith and Oswick Brasilio. Y'all know them? Y'all know them? That's a traditional guy, you know. Listen to that announcement, just in case you hear some of y'all might be shocked to hear your own names. The poet said, death must not find us thinking that we die. Jeremiah Smith, Oswick Brasilio lost their lives this morning in Suriname. According to the reporting out of Suriname, he said the 2 men were chilling on the street in Paramaribo, right? Paramaribo North, when 2 men on mopeds stopped and fired machine guns in their direction. One of the victims ran into a gutter to escape. The hail of bullets wasn't enough. To no avail, I think that's what the phrase the reports suggested. He ran and plunged overboard. To no avail. A hail of bullets. Let us endeavor to stay on the right side of the law. And I don't know enough to suggest that they weren't. But every day we wake up above ground. It's there to give praise, folks. And that markets collapsing. Carnage on our roads. Violence against women and girls. Look what's happening with our young people. Let's stay on the right side. Please and thank you. So while that's happening on that end, folks, you all know we're pushing on to a second decade, pace and power. Talking about Nigel Hughes now. Switzerland. Yep. Yeah, only them talk one set of things. One set of things only them talk. Everything nice. Everybody been treated well. There are no complaints. Y'all remember Gail said, no, nobody complaining here. Nobody's complaining about anything. The Nigel Hughes factor. And this was the occasion of the 3rd session of the Permanent Forum on Peoples of African Descent. The 3rd forum. But before we get here to Nigel, to give better context, I want you to listen to some of Onich. You remember Onich? Some of what Onich said just this morning. Recently, rather. You all remember Onich, folks? How come we forget Onich? The lady put your hand in the Bible. In the well of the National Assembly, she signed a dual citizen. Thankful for the Chief Justice. Erudite. Agile. Nimble. Intellectually. When she bucks through the books and so on, she said, raise your hand like umpire, sir. One gun. Onich resigned quietly, and then they reappoint her. Onich went before this illustrious forum. She's everything nice with me. Everything nice with me. You remember Trump said on a rally? Elizabeth would remember. She's sharp politically and medically as well. My African American. When I say my Afro-Guyanese, they're well. My African Guyanese, they're well. Everything nice.
Guyana, as a multicultural and multi-ethnic society, is mindful and keen to ensure that our population in its entirety enjoys the best quality of life our country can afford. In that regard, we are mindful of the mandate of this permanent forum as set forth in the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 75 of 2014. Chair, we know that the panels in this session of the forum will address the issues of reparations, sustainable development, and economic justice, education, overcoming systemic racism and historic harm, and cultural recognition. We also note that the CARICOM has been in the forefront of demanding reparations for the descendants of enslaved Africans. Guyana is fully committed to the CARICOM position, and His Excellency President Irfan Ali is on record of having added his voice to the call of the need for reparations. Consequently, we have established a National Reparations Committee within the framework of a 10-point plan agreed by the Caribbean Community, CARICOM. We at Guyana provide financial support to this committee and are proud to have facilitated the presence of its chair at this session. Regarding the call for a second international decade for people of African descent, we take note of the merits in that call and unreservedly support the extension of the decade. Guyana looks forward to contributing to the efforts toward improving the conditions of people of African descent, both by supporting the work of this forum and by continuing to craft and implement programs that will redound to the benefit of Guyanese of African descent.
Yeah, Orwin says big line on edge. Big line on edge. The occasion again was this confabulation, the third session, the permanent forum on peoples of African descent. And you know, they have done the decade. The decade came to an end this year, and they're doing a second decade now. They are doing a second decade. Listen to some of what Nigel Hughes had to say, Senior Counsel.
Obrigado. Thank you. Next, we have Nigel Hughes from International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly, Guyana.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. The following statement is presented by the International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly, Guyana, IPADG. IPADG comprises 78 non-governmental organizations and is committed to the pursuit of the goals of the decade. However, the government of Guyana seeks to decimate it by defunding the organization without merit or justification. In Guyana, the contribution of the people of African descent to its post-emancipation development in particular is either not recognized or is subject to degrading revisionism. We draw attention to this body to the concluding observations of the recent Human Rights Committee hearing on Guyana under the ICCPR in 2024, and I quote, "The committee remains concerned about the absence of comprehensive anti-discrimination legislation that may extend beyond discrimination in employment, provide full and effective protection against all forms of discrimination prohibited under the covenant, including direct, indirect, and multiple discrimination," unquote. African Guyanese are its daily victims. The Durban Declaration of 2001 and the United Nations Declaration of 2013, respectively, call for the inclusion of history in its school curricula, a victim-centered approach to its delivery. Practical measures such as the teaching young people the importance of tolerance and respect and the promotion of greater knowledge and the respect for diverse heritage, culture, and contribution of the people of African descent. Unfortunately, the United Nations call has not been heeded by the government of Guyana. This has resulted in the perpetuation of an identity crisis, non-recognition, injustices, and underdevelopment of the people of African descent writ large. This adds up to systemic discrimination. In Guyana, even the courtesy of a meeting with the government to advocate for a plan of action for the decade and the introduction of history of the people of African descent into the school curricula in particular has been denied. The forum is therefore challenged to call upon the state parties to redress this injustice, and in that regard, Ipadaji, I thank you.
Thank you, Naja. Next, we have Adriana.
Yeah. Can you imagine? You can't even get a meeting with their finale on issues pertaining to people of African descent. Again, this was the third session of the Permanent Forum of People of African Descent. You can't even get a meeting. Ipadaji has been trying for the last year and a half. And your friend always got some sad story. But they come and say they love you. They come and say they love you. We got some more to share with you on that, folks, in a subsequent broadcast. For the people of Bartica, they say y'all wrote smooth to blood. Is it so? We were in Bartica a couple of weeks ago. And we got our own story to tell. Our own story. A medical doctor has all the contractual work, most of them, in Bartica. And some of the projects, my Lord, execution of those projects leaves little to be desired. But then come and throw around the big figures at you. How much billions they're not spending? They say 1.4 billion is being expended to upgrade roads and bridges in Region 7. It says infrastructure can be booming. We think not. Good, folks, and we can bring you guys some more on that as well. Let us end on a little happy news. When lives are improved, we can say so. And cheer on those who are responsible, especially lives of young people, lives of children. And we were happy when we saw that two young people, two children, had some cleft palate, cleft lip repair surgeries, thanks to the support for the Food for the Poor benevolent program. Congrats to Food for the Poor. Really out here doing some fantastic work, doing some great work. And they tell us that these two young people, they are Trevon Benjamin and Cass Williams, respectively. Trevon Benjamin and Cass Williams, respectively, who underwent these cleft lip repair surgeries just a day or two ago. And these surgeries were done at the Balwan Singh Hospital. Balwan Singh getting some good news, some good ratings for change, marking a significant milestone in their health and well-being. Yeah, agreed. I agree. So kudos to the parents and congrats to the kids. And thank you, Balwan Singh. Some good news coming out of Balwan Singh, folks. And before we go, let us end where we started. In Wickenham. You all remember what the fella said in Wickenham? You better buy the man hot dog. Y'all buy any hot dogs yet? This will give context to the real closer. This is what the fella said there in Wickenham. Mr. Ahmad. Yeah, principal for the Essequibo Island Secondary School. And PPP, you better buy y'all hot dogs.
Good morning, comrades. I was made to understand that some people are refusing to buy the hot dog tickets as it relates to the PPP. I want to see the list of names of people who buy the hot dogs. And if those persons who refuse to buy the hot dogs and they are on this cash grant list that the government is going to give in April, I'm going to remove their names for failure to support the PPP. And I serious, I make a joke.
Yep, he said he's not making joke, folks. He is not making any joke. That's what he said. While we were in Region 3 today, we spoke with a couple fishermen, and they said they have not been receiving cash grants. It remains to be known, to be seen whether they purchase any hot dogs They said they have not been receiving any cash grant. It was fishermen cash grant that was given out. So they haven't received that. And this cash grant was specific to owners of boats and also people who were helping out, working on the boats. You know, they said they haven't gotten any.
So you put down your name for Region 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they make over this for the part.
So which part in Region 2?
Me live in Colombia.
Colombia. So you put down your name there?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
Naresh Rankubir.
Naresh Rankubir.
Yeah, my name is probably come in car and steady and they tell me then they stop share the money when you share back you'll get it. Come in the car and steady for be check with them, they said check with them. And up to now when I'm in a car and I can't tell me nothing.
Sherrod, this is really a sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
Because we are here in a community in Region 3, Metamere, Zorg, Dikendren. We're clearly on site with these people plying their trade. We are seeing with our naked eyes people mending their seine and preparing for the entire fishing work to go out in the sea to catch fishes and so on. And it's sad to hear that these folks put down their names and they did not get the Fisher Folk grant.
We spoke to several of them.
Yes, several fishermen said that they did not get the grant. Sad state of affairs. We will really have to look into this. And I endeavor to check the list that was published by the Ministry of Agriculture to see if these names are on the list. And if these names are on the list, and these gentlemen are saying that they never got it, it can only be concluded that this is massive corruption with this cash grant distribution.
Massive corruption. You heard it here, folks. That's the closer. Elizabeth says serious. Elizabeth Narayan, she says serious. I ain't making joke. No hot dog purchase. No cash grant. That's the closer, folks. That is the closer. And we want to thank you guys so much. That's our time, good folks. And that's our program. Thank you so much. That's it. Peace out. Thanks for joining us. Elizabeth, Lorraine, Carol, Monroe, Claire Alexis, Claire Cumberbatch, Rastaman, all the Claires out tonight. I see Wilma Grant is here. Winston Kilkenny, Shauna, McGarrell, and all the other guys who are joining us. It's a privilege. Wenda, Yolanda, Rosetta, Carol, Joylin, Lester Williams, Sandra, Auntie Sandra. Good to have you on the line. Auntie Candy. Candy Nilindajit, Abigail, Wanda, Carol Providence, or is it Coral? Coral Providence, Carol Providence. Just shout me out. Will that suffice? Coral Providence, Abigail, Jamie Gibbs. Good to have you on. Dolly Anderson, Dolly, we can link, folks. Dolly's home. Should I have said that, Dolly? Dolly Anderson, it was good hearing your voice recently, Dolly. We're going to link soon, right? Good. Mohammed, good to see you. Yearwood Shepherd, good to see you as well. Wilma Grant, Lester Williams, Seafarer's Pride. Say well, folks, that's our time this evening. And that's our program. Share the live, smash that emoji button, folks. Please and thank you. And where you can, partner with us as well to keep us going. Stay safe.